The greatest act of terrorism in the world since 9/11/2001 took place last week. The fact that it's already disappeared into the memory hole and is not the biggest journalistic story in the world today, is scarcely a journalistic story in the world today, is proof positive that Joe Biden was the terrorist. The blowing up of two pipelines, Nord Stream 1 and Nord Stream 2, released into the atmosphere enough methane to power the entire industrialized economy for an entire year, and the greenery is nowhere to be found denouncing it. Russia was robbed of between $600 and $800 million worth of gas that is now bubbling in the sea. And none of those who say they care about a rules-based order, about the rule of law, are anywhere to be found. Germany's economy was just murdered in a terrorist act, and no one can be found to denounce it. This act of terrorism, international state terrorism, ought to be the major story in the world's media, but has disappeared from the world's media. They spent a day or two trying to claim that Russia blew up its own pipeline, blew its own $800 million, deprived itself of the leverage of being able to switch on, switch off the supply of gas to Europe, but only someone wrapped up in a straitjacket in Ward 5 of Broadmoor Hospital for the criminally insane could possibly believe that. And Joe Biden, no pun intended, gave the lamest of non-denial denials after his press conference in the week. Truth is, everybody now knows the Americans carried out this act of terrorism, but it was not an act of terrorism against Russia, which has got plenty of customers for its gas. It was an act of terrorism against you, against Europe, against the European people and their economy, and from which they may never recover. They may spend now decades lashed to the super expensive, environmentally far dirtier natural gas coming from the United States, for which you have to build new ports, new containers, new areas to receive the tankers that come in with that gas. And having got you over that barrel, having hooked you to their monopoly, just you wait and see what happens to the prices.